they would like to record.
I can ask a question, Stuart.
Hello?
Yes, it's Sarah.
Who's asking?
Sarah. Sarah, do you see me?
Sarah. Oh, okay, Sarah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It happens often that during the meditation, it's a bit like daydreaming, but I see stories, and today I was realized that these stories, I don't recognize them. They don't feel like they are my stories. I just like, do you know what it is?
Well, they could be your stories buried deep in your unconscious that are coming to the surface. It could be things that happened maybe in a past life that are coming to the surface. You know, I wouldn't worry about that. I would just let them go, not get involved in them, try to bring them deep inside you, and that's what I would do with them. I wouldn't get caught up in all of that.
Thank you.
I mean, one of the things about this meditation is that it goes so deep inside a person that it releases things that have been buried there for, forever. Things that we have to get released in order to move on in our lives. I mean, I wrote a collection of short stories that I'm going to try and publish soon. And, I don't know where they came from. A woman in Italy, somebody in some primitive island somewhere, they just came out of me. They were buried inside me. And the inner work that I do released these things and they became short stories. So where these things come from, I don't know. But as you open really deep inside, you release stuff that's been there. And they can be used in painting and stories. They don't have to be used at all. They can just be more energy that you can use to go even deeper inside yourself, to release these things that have often been repressed and buried inside us. I mean, I have like 200 pages of short stories. I don't know where 80% of them came from. But it was tapping that inner voice, that those things that were ready to be released in myself, that turned them into these little kind of works of art. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would just let these things come up. If there's a creative way of using them in your life, then use them. If not, then just let them go. Let them really, find their freedom from you and your freedom from them. I think that's a very wonderful way of creating stuff in life, tapping those energies that are buried inside us. I also think those things that are repressed and buried have to be let go so that we can move to even a deeper level. And that deeper level really is a spiritual life. Does anyone else have a question? I mean, honestly, Sarah, I think what you just expressed is a great thing. And I think that it's something that you can either use creatively in your life or you just let it go and then go deeper inside to a much deeper level inside yourself. Does anyone else have a question?
Yes, hi, Stuart.
Yeah, hi, Larry.
Can you talk more about how the mirror we see in life is always a reflection on our state of being?
Look, you know, every person that is sitting here now sees their own reality. Your reality is not like my reality. There's always a difference. And I think that's what I'm talking about. What we see in the external world is a reflection of the reality that we see. Each individual is seeing their own unique reality. And this is kind of a wonderful thing. At the same time, it's a frightening thing because every person is trying to fit everyone else into their area and nobody fits. So there you have all the craziness in the world, all the righteousness, I'm right, you're wrong, all this stuff that goes on in life. So what we see outside ourselves is simply a mirror image of us. And I think that that is an amazing thing because then you begin to realize you want to change the external world, change what exists inside yourself. Go deeper inside yourself, open more, transform this reality that you see into something of a higher nature. That will change the reality. And I think to me, that's an incredible thing. It also gives you patience with other people's reality, you know, because it's always going to be in conflict with your own. Or there will be places where these things come together, but there's always going to be conflict in dealing with other people's realities. So you have patience, you have compassion, you have an inner strength that can let people be, that they don't have to fit into the exact way you think they're supposed to fit in the world, because they never will. They see their own unique reality. So we live in a very bizarre place, you know? And it's why inner work is so important to build the strength that we can deal with all of this. Otherwise, it becomes impossible. Everybody's right, all the righteousness, people at each other's throats because they disagree in the way things should be, in the way life should be run. And everybody wants to fit everybody else into what they think is real. Nobody fits. The only answer is getting stronger inside, opening your heart, you know, and recognizing that the only thing we can do is let people be, let life be. It also gives us the capacity to see things in a much deeper way, to have patience, certainly, with other people, to have compassion for the difficulties that people go through, the suffering they go through. I mean, this is not an easy subject, you know, because everybody wants to believe that, you know, we all see the same reality. But if we all saw the same reality, the world would be a lot different. There wouldn't be so much polarity and conflict and, you know, people butting their heads together and fighting and arguing and wars and starvation and all this stuff that goes on in the world. So to me, the only answer is to grow, to build an inner life that enables one to truly accept the diversity in the world and to truly open to it and allow it to be one's teacher. That changes everything. That changes the world, just letting life be one's teacher. That's the reality people should see. not trying to put everybody in their own little conceptualized box where everything fits and it's comfortable and, you know, everybody's on the same team and eventually they all just beat the hell out of each other. That's what happens because nobody can fit into that box, but just let life be the teacher. It's the greatest service we can do to life. It also transforms our reality, the way we see the world. It means very deep level of surrender. Does anyone else have a question? It's like two artists painting the same subject. You're going to get two completely different ways of seeing it.
It's 2 o'clock.
There was once a great, wonderful Japanese movie I saw years ago called Rashomon. And it's about 3 or 4 people telling the same story. And you'd never believe it was the same story about something that happened. They all had their own images of reality. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? No, I hope you all received it. I sent out an invitation today to the talk that I'm going to be giving tomorrow, the interview that we're doing. You know, if you can, I did it earlier so that maybe people would have time to pass it on to friends or other people that might be interested in finding out something about this meditation and what I teach and what this book is about. So if you can do that, I would really be very appreciate, have a lot of appreciation for that. And I hope, that you all can attend. I think it'll be something really interesting. Daniel, who's going to interview me, did a really beautiful translation of my book. And though I can't read Portuguese, I've been told this by people who have read the book, that the translation is really, really good. So he's going to interview me in English. And I hope you all can be there. I think it'll be an hour and a half from 11 o'clock my time to 12:30. And I hope people can make it. And I think it'll be a very interesting hour and a half. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, well, God bless everybody and thank you. And in all humility, I am very grateful to be here with all of you and doing this. And I hope you all are learning as much as I'm learning out of these classes. I mean, it's really been amazing. So bless you all. Thank you. And there will be a class again on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Stuart.
You're welcome.